I bid you greetings on YouTube. This is Barry C. Paul coming at you with a little video. Today I have a little video about some of my celestials, which you know it had to be. Okay, well they've been all of a fritter about certain things that's been going on. About me doing my design work and trying to get it out there where everybody can see it. Okay, so I've been having a furious activity at home doing a whole lot of different new stuff, which will be shown on the YouTube when I'm done with it. But as far as what you see here, these are some of my late works, real late works. The ones you see that's kind of beat up there were works that I did when I first came out of high school, and I was in the technological stage. Before my celestials actually came out and told me who they and what they were, I just assumed that these things were just part of my psyche, you know, like my superconscious mind. But turns out they had a high influence on, and they stayed in the background in order to keep me from getting freaked out, because it would have freaked me out if I knew what they were without getting acclimated to them. So they helped me design a whole lot of stuff. They helped me design this cosmic Ouija board, which is simply the equivalent of a plain Ouija board. They communicated with this, but that was too much trouble. So they helped me create a crystal chamber, which is what back there. Okay, you can barely see it, but these are crystal chambers. The first generation was the one to the right. That was the one I built when I was in Rockridge, which is in this neck of the woods. The second one I built in Antioch. Each one does the same thing, but the reason they look different is because the first one got destroyed. So when I got back to Antioch with it, I had to reconfigure it and turn it into that one. But they both have one thing in common. They're crystal chambers, and they have all my work inside of them. So everything you see here, if I had the money and a place where I could work, I could probably come up with something. I would have to have parts fabricated for me, but I could generally build some of the stuff myself. Okay, and I know how to assemble it without all the technical blueprints, as they say. I mean, this thing up here, the circuit boards, the stuff in there, even though that's a high-tech thing, it's primitive by my standards, because it's worked with Earth's technology. These things were back in the day when computers were punch cards and light bulbs and tape. And they were binary, okay? So they took up a whole room. This here represents that. That's basically a binary computer, like the IBM ones, except I reduced it to a more personal level with an oscilloscope to measuring frequency modulations and keyboard for typing in information. And because it was primitive, it used a tape deck. It didn't have a real hard drive, because my first computer was a TRS-80 computer with no hard drive and no, it was basic. It recorded on cassette tape all the information. And so it was basically just a old glorified keyboard, like you would buy for an electronic keyboard, okay? And this one here was designed the same way, except with one little bit different. I used a idea from a Robbie the Robot on Forbidden Planet. If you look closely at it, you'll see that Robbie the Robot was decked out with all my computer systems inside of him, okay? But basically that body is Robbie the Robot. I just decked him out my way, okay? And then we have the super brain control computer. That's this one. It has human brains, and it's like a computer, a control computer for the spaceship. And it controlled the ship. It had what you call artificial intelligence based by biological brain, which was bred basically and placed in an artificial environment, okay? So it controlled every feature of the ship, whether you control it or not. The computer did it. All you got to do is telepathically tell it what you want, and it does it. Plus, it's intelligent, so if something happens, it can perform functions if the pilot becomes incapacitated or worse, which is basically what happened to me a long while back. I became incapacitated when I died because I hit a big rock in space. So a system similar to this, not as primitive as this one, but basically it was this kind of system on the ship. And the ship was decompressed, but it wasn't destroyed, okay? Pretty tough ship. Anyway, the computer took over control and went back to a place of origin with me, my body aboard it. But, like I told them some of my previous one, my soul was left behind, and the celestials seen it. They came out, calmed me down, because I was very freaked out at the spirit in space. They calmed me down, sent a spark of their energy with me, and sent me on my way, which is why they're here today, because it was like a tracking device. They know where I am because they can track me by that energy signature. So the celestials said they took care of me while I was a child, and they've been with me ever since. So that's the information for you now, but in a future date, I'll get more information to you. So this is Barry C. Paul saying peace, harmony, and have a good day.